and bridges he burned, the way that she died. It's time now to sing up, the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember the years of life of friends. Remember now. Just a small town girl, living in a whole world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, living in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. And cheap perfume, so inspired we can share the night after on and on. Strangers waiting, and up on the boulevard, the shadows searching in the night. Street lights, people, living just the fire emotion, hiding. Just one more time, somewhere warm, and somewhere to sing and blue, and though the movie never ends, it goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting, up and down the boulevard, and shadows searching in the night. Just to find emotion hiding somewhere. Shine, shine, shine your light. And don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Hold on to that feeling, people.
Good afternoon. My name is Flor Melendez. I go to Kensington Culinary 12th grade. My father was the man of my inspiration, the reason why I sang all day long in the house. His belief in supporting me never failed. He told me to stop, He never told me to stop expressing myself, but to use my voice to sing all my problems and stress away. But at the age of 13, that all changed. I lost my father to cancer. My inspiration, my motivator, my friend. When he died, so did my voice, losing sight of my cause. He died and never found his cause because he was the cause. Miguel Panero, a Puerto Rican poet. So seeking a better light, I shut myself off from the world. This gave me the reason to write. So I wrote about my feelings as if they had a place on this earth, walked like people, but only conversed with me. I found my solitude in poetry. It completed the void in finding the voice. It was as if I sang again, but silently. The introduction to poetry helped me regain a sense of purpose. But I was still in search of my cause, not realizing the cause was seeking him, not realizing the cause was seeping in, not realizing the cause was really him. El Poeta, I am the cause. The day I met El Poeta was like fate. He was a cousin I really talked to. But one day we happened to message each other, but not on the lines of a normal conversation, which is discussing each other's day. This time it's on poetry, going back and forth, message after message, concluding that periods should not end a sentence because life goes on forever. We'd rather end everything in commas so our endings can be new beginnings. In fact, in that moment, he asked me to read something I wrote. When I was done reciting my poem, he started talking about performing, a name I should call myself, and my purpose for writing. Then it hit me. I wrote as if I can see my father live in my poems forever. That my silent singing had been heard all over the world, but I was oblivious to the fact that I was a growing poet. But now the show comes, poets from all graces of Philadelphia, with the same views and ideals are ready to perform. But I didn't know if I was ready. I didn't know if my voice was ready. Feeling completely nervous, I stood with the paper at hand, splattered my emotions across the stage. To my amazement, they applauded. I stood in awe. They wanted to hear more. I was in shock. They liked my poems. More than that, they enjoyed my voice. With a smile, my cousin called me Push. I asked why. Why would you choose that name for me? He replied, you push yourself out of your comfort zone to find a voice. You push yourself into believing there's more to the youth of Philadelphia than anyone could imagine. You became the reason to hope. I am the reason of this true changing season, no longer the cause, but the effect, the result of this here man or woman. I am the reason by Push. I did not let my father's death define me, but I let the newborn expression become my key to success in high school and community service. Knowing that I found the voice and a place in life gave me a reason to thrive. I gained pride, integrity, and the willingness to learn. I was told to never wait on a dream, but to act on the opportunity. Therefore, making college, providing service to others, and becoming a community leader, my reality. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Garrett Brown, and I'm an 11th grader at Wildwood Catholic High School down in the shore in Wildwood, New Jersey. This is something I wrote called Why I Drive. In my life, I've always been a person of many thoughts, ideas, new airways. With these new super airways came the internet, and with the development of the internet came bullying. Bullying affected me so badly that I didn't even want to get up and go to school in the morning. Ambassadors of Caring was my safe haven. This is the place where I wanted to be. That is why I drive. To perform service projects and to see the smile in someone's eyes when you've done something nice, that is why I drive. That is why I drive 2 hours from the shore to come here to Ambassadors of Caring, to talk about my problems, and to show other people that they're not alone. Because of this safe haven, my life has turned around. I've transferred schools, gained new friends, and now I'm on my way to nationals for our nationally ranked forensics program. And that is why I drive, because I owe it all to one person, Barbara Shaman. Thank you.